I just wanted to do a quick review of an app that I downloaded to help me with my HGV theory test. Once I've got my provisional entitlement, I intend to book in my HGV theory. You don't have to do it before you start your practical training, but I figured that the sooner I get that bit out of the way, it's cheaper than the practical training. So again, if I can get, as with all of this process, I've tried to organise myself in a way that ensures that I spend the least amount of money early on, and get as far along in the process as I can before I sort of spend any serious money. So if I keep failing, or something crops up in my life, I have a dramatic change of direction in my life for whatever reason, then I've not wasted more money than I otherwise would have needed to on examinations and theory tests and that sort of thing. So anyway, the LGV test app is one you can download all the apps for free to try them out, and then have a look at the sort of evaluate them, and then unlock them by paying something in the order of about £5 for the full list. Of the ones that I tested, I found that LGV test was the most comprehensive. They all have pretty much the same features, but I found the layout of this particular app very informative. So I'll just give you a quick run through of what the full app will give you. This is in the middle of a answer here. So how could you save fuel? You can see here it says not previously attempted. What it does is it tries to, this particular bit that I'm in trains you to go to the ones that you've if you answer them incorrectly, it'll keep asking them again and again until you sort of get it right. So by planning routes, let's finish that. There we go. So I'm still only 34%. There's loads of questions in here. It's got all the questions that they could possibly ask on a DVLA theory test, and this is tailored for. Although it says coach mode up there, this is for lorries, although I believe you can get a bus one as well. So you can just see in here there's the practice mode, which just takes you through. There's no time limit set or anything. You just work through each of the questions. You can pick which particular sort of areas of the highway code, or vehicle maintenance, vehicle loading, the environment, and you can pick as many or as little, few of these as you wish. I must say I don't tend to use this. You can see on a few of here I've done sort of 100% scores, where I've sort of taken the time to sit down and go through all of them, particularly the areas that I was sort of a bit rusty on. So the coach mode, as I said, that was what I was in before. That gives you, it tries to point you towards the questions that you're struggling most with. The mock test is exactly as it sounds. It's a time limited. You get 2 hours, 100 questions, and you could be asked anything on a range of topics, and it's exactly as it would be if you were sitting it for real. The only thing that can be slightly different, obviously on here I've had it so that it just moves straight on to the next question, then you get the opportunity to review them at the end. When you actually sit your theory test, you don't have that option. You start off and you go through, and when you think you've got the question right, you then move on to the next one, and then you have the opportunity to review all your answers at the end. So it doesn't sort of push you through, but this just sort of speeds things up a little bit. The hazard perception is really quite clever bit. Again, it very accurately replicates the scenarios that you'll face on the hazard perception element of the theory test. You can see here they've got some new DVSA videos and some older ones, and they've also made some of their own videos. It's a very precise replication of what you'll actually sit in front of. When I passed my driving theory when I was 17, it'd been in place for a relatively short period of time at that point, but I do remember the hazard perception hadn't been in for very long, and it was something that I was quite worried about at the time. You've got the highway code on here, so it means that the app still has some value after you've passed. I would hope that I don't need to refer to it too often, but occasionally, particularly for HGV stuff, there are occasions where it might be handy. That's about it really. I would, in summary, for the amount that you're going to pay, I would strongly recommend it. But I would also say there's lots of good options out there. Download the free version, see what you make of them, and then if pick the one that you're happy with, and then pay the £5 or whatever it is to get the full version. It's definitely money well spent.